Hello and welcome to Politics This Week in 8 minutes or less. My name is Finley Depp and I'll get straight into the news. First to Australia, where Susan Lee,
Coalition MP and Minister for Health, has been in the spotlight a lot for her questionable use of taxpayers' money.
It has been revealed that Susan spent over 13,000 Australian dollars, all of which she charged taxpayers,
on private charter planes along busy capital city routes. Looks
bad, especially when you consider if she'd flown commercially, the cost would have only been a fraction of the price.
And it's not as if the commercial flights would in any way inconvenience her. One flight runs twice daily, the other every hour. This comes after it surfaced earlier this week that Susan Lee bought a nearly $800,000 apartment during a taxpayer-funded trip in May 2015. Apparently this
was on impulse. Susan Lee has stepped aside as minister as an investigation is being conducted.
On the birding side, Susan reminds me of a cuckoo. This parasitic bird feeds off unknowing foster parents, just like Susan has fed off the unsuspecting taxpayer.
Now to America, where yesterday, January 11th, Barack Obama delivered his last speech as president, while Donald Trump is set to be sworn into office on January 20th.
This past week, Trump has made headlines multiple times, first in January 3rd, when he tweeted, "With all that Congress has to work on, do they really have to make the weakening of the independent ethics watchdog, as unfair as it may be, their number one priority? Focus on tax reform, healthcare, and so many other things of far greater importance." The House Republicans
then did a very quick reversal, scrapping their plan to weaken the independent ethics watchdog on account of Trump's tweet. That same day, he claimed responsibility for Ford's decision not to build a Mexico plant, again tweeting his opinion.
Instead of driving jobs and wealth away, America will become the world's great magnet for innovation and job creation. Democratic leader Senator Chuck Schumer responded, saying, "With all due respect, America cannot afford a Twitter presidency." Joe Biden,
they told Donald Trump to grow up and be an adult. Ow. 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 Finally, it's official. Donald Trump has named his son-in-law as the senior advisor. Oh, and there's still the Russian hacking thing, but more later. Come on, okay, here we go. The UK is, unsurprisingly, still dealing from the aftermath of Brexit. There are concerns that the UK will lose its senior position in the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, that's NATO, an important peace treaty which, it is necessary to note, it consists mostly of EU members.
Also in the news, Jeremy Corbyn has backtracked on key pledges since announcing them yesterday, including his idea to introduce a pay cap on high earnings. Jeremy had included this in his policy plan for the post-Brexit UK, but the opposition leader backed down on this, instead suggesting a ratio system in a talk that afternoon, after close advisers called the plan utterly idiotic. On another
issue, the NHS, that's the new National Health Service, has been facing a crisis. Almost a quarter of patients waited for more than 4 hours in A&E, that's accident and emergency, last week. 485 patients admitted for further treatment waited 12 hours or longer.
As huge numbers of patients have been awaiting beds, doctors all across Britain say Theresa May must invest in NHS immediately or face putting lives at risk. Like a critically endangered bird, NHS urgently needs resources and funding or faces throwing out the whole healthcare ecosystem.
Alright, moving right along to Canada, where Justin Trudeau has had a cabinet reshuffle.
John McCallum has left the immigration portfolio after welcoming 25,000 refugees to be ambassador for China, and in his place is Ahmed Hussein, a Somali refugee who moved to Canada at the age of 16. Maryam Monsef, who began a campaign that successfully raised $150,000 for Afghan women, is now in the status of women, while Stéphane Dion is leaving politics to be replaced as Foreign Affairs Minister by Chrystia Freeland, who speaks 5 languages but, due to her Ukrainian ties, is currently not allowed into Russia. Russia has hinted it may lift this ban. François-Philippe Champagne, a businessman with 20 years of international experience, replaces her in international trade.
Meanwhile, in New Zealand, there has also been a cabinet reshuffle after PM John
Key resigned in December 12, saying after 8 years it was the right time to go. The new Prime Minister is former Deputy Bill English, while Paula Bennett takes up job as Deputy Prime Minister.
In the last piece of international politics, Trump has acknowledged
Russia was behind the hacking of individuals and political organizations in the US presidential race. It has also been revealed that older Republican emails were hacked as well, though not surrounding the Trump campaign. Trump denies that there were any communications between his team and Russia and says that Russia's hacking did not change the election result.
And there you have it. Politics in a week in less than 8 minutes. My name's Finley Depp, and thank you for watching. Comment if you found anything that was incorrect, or if you have any other news that you'd like. Please comment below if you weren't from one of the countries mentioned, and I will endeavour to make sure that your news comes up next week. Again, my name's Finley Jett, and thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.